Oh, it took years, but I earned my way to the top. I own I actually advise. Yes.
Well met, kinsman. What brings you to Whiterun? Ah, so it's gold you're after then. You need only ask about it. Plenty of folk in Whiterun with too much fat and gold to be bothered doing anything for themselves. Aye, that I do. Half all my life. We Battleborns have been here since the beginning, along with the Greymaids. Our family's been closest kin for generations, but Ulfric Stormcloak's uprising has divided us. Now, seems we can scarce look at each other without coming to blows. Petty and foolish, that. They are saying dragons have returned to Skyrim. Now that's a real problem. May your sword be sharp.
If it's food you need, ask for that instead.
Never you mind that. I'll find a more charitable source.
Whatever you need. The finest weapons and armor. Take a look.
What could it mean? The return of the Dragonborn?
You found it! There it is! Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh? I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister. Thank you so much for taking care of those thieves. The Riverwood Trader is back to the way it used to be.
Back where it belongs. Thank you.
can't hurt Uncle Rogvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Traitor! You betrayed us! Betrayed his High King. Best she know now, Advar. Traitor!
All heart, Vivian.
Rogver, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrik. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Torrik. He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords. On this day, I go to Sovngarde.
Some gate guard you were!
A man opens a gate and they cut his head off? Doesn't seem right to me.
I still can't believe he knew what he was doing when he opened that gate.
Not right now.
We should have drawn it out some more. He deserved a slower death. Rogvir, why did it have to be like this?
Hmm? You wouldn't be a sellsword, would you? I have a little problem you could solve. Mind yourself in my city, friend.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Well, as it turns out, I had a pet skeever when I was a boy, and he used to wink. They were smaller back then. People say there's a man wandering the streets near the Blue Palace. He seems distressed, but he's not making any sense. I think the Bard's College might be looking for recruits. You should speak to the head of the college, Viarmo, if you're interested. I've heard Jari Raz hanging around the Wells district, looking for new blood to hire. Varnius Junius stopped by here on his way to court. He was worried about something. I'm sure Falk Firebeard could tell you what. Remember the Winking Skeever next time you're footsore.
Hiya, what's your name? Are you visiting? What do you do?
Hopes and our dreams. Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings, on the day of...
By blade or by spell. If you want it dead, I'll make it dead. All you need to do is pay my fee. If you change your mind, seek me out here. The blade can be as lethal as the spell. But it's the one who wields both.
Still here. I'll head back home if you need me.
Reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something. In the old fort near Riften.
Oh, let me just drop everything to help you. I don't mind, really. It is when my customers waste time chatting and not buying. Radiant Raiment has the finest attire in all of Skyrim. That is how we get business. Let's see if we can't find an outfit that suits you. Finally.
Gold for a veteran? Can you spare a septum? Lost an eye during the Great War, or I'd earn it myself. Oh, thank you. I was the finest scout in the Legion once. Tracked down all the places in the wilds that were causing people trouble. Lost my helmet in one of the old caves. My pretty, pretty helmet. Life just got worse after that. Kept losing things. So many things. Oh, you could? I sure would love to have it again. Could show you some of my old scouting tricks. What? You see a man falling on hard times, and you think he's been like that forever? I was there. I fought in the Great War. I was on the field at Anvil. And when I was struck down, they left me. You understand? They left me for dead. I didn't leave them. I do miss that helmet.
I'm not interested, Jari. It doesn't matter how many times you ask.
You might want to rethink that. You're missing out on some wonderful opportunities. You're passing through Solitude? Maybe you're looking to make some easy gold, yes? It's easy to find things to sell. Things nobody will miss. Things from underground, or just left lying around in someone's house. I bet the two of us were very alike. So why not take the next step? We can help each other. My sister Deja and I are treasure hunters. We like to collect things. I knew you looked like a clever one. With the war, many more ships come through these docks, loaded with weapons and pay, but few people, and they pass through dangerous waters. We have an interest in one of those boats, the Ice Runner. The Solitude Lighthouse will be guiding it in, but if its fire were to go out, the Ice Runner would run aground. What an interesting idea. I think if someone were to do something like that, there would definitely be a certain amount of loot to be shared. Yes, if someone were to put out the lighthouse fire and then meet me on the docks afterwards, I could certainly direct them to that loot. It would be best if we spoke little until you've completed your task.
Said you got here just before the execution. Must have been a lovely first sight. Huh. You know, you've got a certain fire in your eyes. Just like my Beerend. Please, some might call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Baron's my husband. He works the forge up at Castle Dower. I barely see him nowadays, what with him filling orders for the army. Come back to bits and pieces anytime. Welcome. Look around. No, that was an ugly affair. Between you and me, he wasn't even that good a king. All of those rambling speeches about the Empire,
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you? Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it. Great. Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time. Good luck out there.
Hey, Roland. You look like you could do with a ripe apple, or a tomato, cabbage, or leek. I have my ways, but it's not easy these days. The Black Blood Marauders have been plundering ships off the coast. A lot of people been hurt by their foolishness. Come back when you figure out how to spend money.
As High Priest of the Eight Divines, I bid you welcome.
Hello and welcome, my friend. How may I help you on this fine day? Why, of course. And will you also be needing the bow that shoots rainbows? Or perhaps a quiver that dispenses beer? Look, if you want arrows, we have them. But don't insult my intelligence. Bows and arrows for the mighty huntsman. Perhaps I'll be seeing more.
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with? Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Return anytime you...
Go fiddling with any locks around here. If you're here today, you may well save your lives. I'd be a lot warmer and a lot... Staying safe, I hope?
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir. Every day more join his cause. Riften, Dawnstar, and Winterhold support him.
It's not a cause. It's a rebellion.
Call it whatever you like, General. The man's going to try to take Whiterun.
Jarl Balgruuf.
Balgruuf refuses the Legion's right to garrison troops in his city. On the other hand, he also refuses to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Well, if he wants to stand outside the protection of the Empire, fine. Let Ulfric pillage his city.
General.
You people and your damn Jarls.
Sir, you can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Draft another letter with the usual platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plans. Embellish if you have to. We'll let it seem like it's his idea.
Yes, sir.
You Nords and your bloody sense of honor.
Sir.
Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle? Do you have some reason to be here, citizen? Right, Helgen. One of the prisoners, if I recall correctly. I suppose that's true. Fine. Why don't you have a chat with Legate Ricca? I suspect we might have use for someone resourceful like you. Not many survived, Helgen.
Stay sharp.
You survived Helgen? General Tullius told me what happened. Not many made it out alive. I've got a good feeling about you. I'm not going to go through the normal process with you. I've got a little test lined up. Pass that, and we'll talk about you joining the Legion. I'm sending
Keep your guard up.
Fort Rogstad. If you survive, you'll pass. Sir.
The Divines saved me from the streets, and they can save you from your
Blessings of the Eight Divines. You look troubled. Have you come seeking guidance? It's the peace treaty that ended the war with the elves of the Aldmeri Dominion. The Dominion recognized the heresy of proclaiming Talos a god. Talos was a great man, and a great emperor, but that does not make him a god. No matter how much the Stormcloaks may wish it were so. Ah, yes. That once held the shrine to Talos. But the worship of Talos was banned by the White Gold Concordat some time ago. It's the peace treaty that ended the war with the elves of the Aldmeri Dominion.
As High Priest of the Eight Divines, I bid you welcome.
Feel free to take a seat. We appreciate worship in all its forms.
Come on now. I want those arrows dead center. The lives of your fellow soldiers.
Good evening. I'm Pantia Atia, the master vocalist. I'm a bard from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. Now you can say you met the most talented bard.
Hello, yes. I'm the Dean of History, and scribe work when I can find some quiet
Welcome
time.
to the Bard's College. I'm the headmaster here. How may I help you?
Blade 171.
Good Ildi, soak in the lore. Yorn. Ardenfell's Red Mountain. Just about the music.
Once was a
It's
hero
your
named
job to
Ragnar the
deliver
Red who
these
came riding to
Let's continue with our prayers.
My position, Dean of History. Well, you've come to the right place.
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested.
They say Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the High King with his voice, shouting him.
Sabille Stentor has a grasp of magical theory that I would never have expected from a human, even a Breton. No, that honor is Sabille Stentor's. A smart man steers clear of Stentor, and keeps himself out of the dungeon when she's having a bad day. Let's just say that the headsman's axe may not be the worst way for a Solitude jail prisoner to die. Look at that. I've told you to watch your tongue, and mine is waggling. I've said enough. You are free to leave.
Oh, hello. Just
Jarls come and Jarls go. The good cook stays for a lifetime. And I'm a very, very good cook.
My duty is to keep the Jarl safe, not play nurse to sycophants.
I swear to you, there's coming from the cave. There are strange noises and lights. We need someone to investigate.
Then we will immediately send out a legion to scour the cave and secure the town. Halfengar's people will always be safe under
Your
my
Eminence, my scrying has suggested nothing in the area. Dragon Bridge is under Imperial control. This is likely superstitious nonsense.
Perhaps a more tempered reaction might be called for?
Oh, yes, of course, you were right. Falk, tell Captain Aldous I said to assign a few extra soldiers to Dragon Bridge.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. What about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave as well. Rest easy. You're dismissed.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard. Oh, I thought that matter was handled. I think Falk is taking care of that. Not yet, no. Although it is true my husband Torrig was the High King, and I am his widow. Now is not the time to lay claim to such a title. This land is riven by war, and her people suffer for it. The Stormcloaks are a blight on Skyrim, and like any blight, must be purged. Only then will I take my rightful place as High Queen. Because that's what traitorous cowards do when they desire power. Ulfric coveted the High King's throne. He thought he deserved it more than Torrig. And so he came before my husband and he shouted with that terrible voice, like something out of a legend or a nightmare. When Ulfric unleashed such fury, my husband, he simply ceased to be. That is all I will say, for it grieves me to speak of it. Be well. Pray for Solitude and my husband.
Do you have business?
If I needed something from you, you would know it. Nothing. I'm busy, and Oh, don't give me that look. Fine, I suppose I can find some menial task to set your mind. We have something of a vampire problem. Bodies have been found with blood drained. I know of a den nearby you can wipe out as a precaution. I don't expect you to be capable of even that. I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge.
I am the Jarl's steward. If you have
Vampires
court business to tend to...
More clever.
vegetables are the food of the divines.
I've heard strange